It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Welcome back to Sage and Stone Homestead. My name is Heather. I do not normally wear my bee veil inside my house, and I'm not normally this darn excited about making cheese, but I happen to be making cheese. It's a little bit time consuming. There are some large gaps of time where I can do stuff outside while I'm waiting for things to culture. And as I was just about to weed whack my garden, I heard a noise. And that noise can only mean one thing. So we have a swarm. I found it, but I need to do a little bit of the cheese first. I need to put a little bit of rennet and cheese coloring in here so that can do its thing while we go catch a swarm. I do have videos on this cheese making process if you're at all interested. Okay, let's go see about this swarm. So it's actually standing right here. Our shed where I keep my weed whackers right there. And I just heard an extra amount of bee activity, and there is a special kind of hum to a colony that is swarming. It just did not seem to fit the normal, you know, ambiance of our farm. So I walked back to where the colonies are, and I was just kind of looking at them, and it didn't seem like any kind of abnormal activity coming out of the colonies themselves. I only have 2 at the moment, but still something about the hum in the air. I kept looking and looking, and I found them. They're hanging out on a fence post, so they're nice and low. Hi, you guys. Do you guys have visitors? Hello, girls. Nefarious. What happened? So you can see there's quite a lot of scout bees flying off of this swarm right now. They are looking for a home. They may have something in mind other than what I have planned for them. Nefarious, did you get stung? Usually swarms are pretty gentle, but it's probably not smart nosing around in them. Yeah, I think he got stung. So it's a good sized swarm, nothing super huge and massive. And if I happen to see the queen, I'm going to try to catch her. I have a queen clip in my pocket. Oh, gracious. Maybe I need something more sturdy, huh? This is not the first time I've had a bee swarm land in or on one of the goat pens. It's one of the more annoying situations. Not because of the bees, but the goats can be a little bit obnoxious. But my goal right here is to try to get them to walk down into this box right here. I imagine they don't love hanging out in the sun right there, and they kind of instinctually like to be in a dark space like that. So we'll see. Nefarious is over it. I hear their queen. The queen makes her own special noise. I've heard people refer to it as quacking. It's like this it's a very interesting noise. If I can find something in my sound bank that is a queen pipping or piping, I'll put it in here. Feral. There's a couple drones that I keep thinking are the queen, and it's very easy to mix up. Ooh! Did you get it? I think what the goats are not liking is just the buzzing of the wings. I don't think they're actually getting stung, because swarms don't sting like that. I do know that bees do not like CO2 blown on them, and the goat's nose, I mean, they're breathing out CO2, so that's not helpful. It's funny, my neighbor just texted me and said that there's a swarm at their property. So this is probably the same bees. Oftentimes, a colony will leave with more than one queen, and sometimes they can get split up. But she said she's got someone coming to get those bees, which is good. The queen is up here somewhere. I can hear her.
How'd you know it was here?
I could just hear it. I could hear bees in the air. And if Miss Donna has them over there, that makes sense why I could hear them where I did. I don't know where hers are. Farrell, mind your business. Mind your business. Ooh, sir. Okay, we actually might have the queen on the back of the frame. The bees are very excited about the back of this frame. So in just a second, I'm gonna move it down into the box.
Does it look scary having bees on your hand?
Yeah, they're all right.
I wouldn't like it. It looks scary. Wow, they sound so cool.
Yeah, they sound cool, don't they? It's very loud, the hum go in the box, so she may be in there. Do you see him fanning? Yeah. The queen might be in here. The bees are coming out of the box and going back to the pole, so I don't think we have the queen like I thought we did. That's the opposite way you want them going, is back where they were. Ow, oh no, I got my shirt. Uh-oh. So I got a good sting, but good news is that's where my back's been hurting, so maybe it won't hurt anymore. It's the first sting of the year. There's a lot of bees in this box, and they're all kind of moving in the same direction. The queen could be right over here. I'm gonna put the lid on the box. I gotta make sure it's on the vented side because it's hot out. Okay, there. What I'm gonna do is move this back a little bit, and they'll be able to smell her and walk in. So it does look like all the bees, or most of the bees, are now in the box. So the scooping that I did with the lid likely captured the queen. I kind of want to go over to my neighbor's house and check that out to see if there actually is a swarm over there. She said she had someone coming to get them. And the picture she sent me kind of looked like they had either already moved in to the roof of her shed, or it was just a bunch of scout bees. Like that might have been where they thought about moving in. And they still could go over there. Just because I got them in this box for now doesn't mean they're gonna want to stay there. It might not be as great as where they want to go, because there was a whole bunch of bees buzzing on and off of this swarm, and there was a lot of waggle dances. So they did have some kind of plan in place, at least other homes to check out. But I can hear her on her mower. I kind of want to walk over there though and see. But it looks like, at least for now, we do have them. There's a nice low hum coming from that box, and they can live here for a little while. Those are your bees, Farrell. You take good care of them. You take care of those bees. Oh boy. How you doing? Well, that's positive. Looks like, at least for now, they're deciding to stay, which is excellent. The bees that were at my neighbor's house, she showed me a video of it. It looks like it was scout bees from this exact swarm, because it happened at the same time, but two swarms definitely can happen coming out of the same colony, but I don't think that's the situation. So Levi's over there right now kind of patching up that spot in their roof that they were investigating, but I think it's gonna be all right. I think we caught the swarm before they moved it next door, which is good. Good morning. The cheese did in fact get made last night, and I decided to put on my Homestead shirt because it seemed like a fitting occurrence. So the bees are still here for now. They are currently under my carport, and I'll show you why that is in just a second. But this cheese is the first cheese that I've made since we got our new goat, Elsa. Elsa is a La Mancha, and she gives a lot of milk. And I've noticed that her milk has a lot of cream. Every time I open up a bottle of milk that's only just a day or so old, there's this big cream line on top, which I'm not used to seeing. And this is a heavy wheel of cheese. See that? Oh my gosh. When I weighed the curd before salting it, it was 9 pounds, and it is going to lose a little bit of weight as it air dries, but I'm very pleased with that. Oh my gosh. Good morning, sir. I don't have any hands for a TREAT. Give me a second. So our lovely bee friends are in here. They're gonna be hard to really see, but I really like these nuke boxes because you can close them up pretty easily. I am gonna tape this shut. I am currently trying to downsize my apiary. We got 2 colonies through winter. They swarmed into one of my boxes that I had out there. So then I had 3, and then another one swarmed, so I had 4, and that's just what happens. Bees love to multiply, and so I gave 2 of those colonies away. So I was down to 2, and then, you know, that one swarmed. And I have 2 long hive boxes that my husband made, and I'd like to be able to just maintain those with maybe a resource colony, which is a smaller colony that can help supplement the big colonies if needed. I just haven't been able to get out there yet. I was going to do that this weekend to get out to the bees and move them over into those long hives, but they swarmed before I could get the chance. So I do have somebody coming to get these bees. My neighbor had actually called a beekeeper to come take what she thought was a swarm out of her roof. It was just scout bees from this colony, and I said, hey, you can still have him come out. I have a whole box of bees for him. He can just come and walk away with them. And so that's what he's gonna do. Oh, it's incredible. I really like the noise, the hum. I went out last night to close these guys up, and I waited until after dark so that all of the bees would be inside the colony so that there wouldn't be anybody left behind. Realistically though, if there were any bees left behind, they would just go back to the colony that they came from. I don't know if you can see the little legs. I'll try to get a little bit closer here in a second. Honestly, closing up a hive like this, even though it's small, and then walking across the property with it, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like, you'd think that big ball of bees on the post would give me the heebie-jeebies, and it doesn't. I did get stung yesterday, but that really wasn't the fault of the bees. Swarms really are gentle. I mean, that was a lot of bees, and I only got one sting with the, you know, lack of equipment that I had on, and it was literally only because I was wearing a flowy type top, and that bee climbed up the back of my dress, and they're not necessarily smart enough to turn around and go back down where they came. They can get stuck and kind of frantic, and that's when they can sting, and that's what happened. A colony defending their home is a lot more testy. And especially after dark, there's certain situations that make bees a little bit more agitated, and I get the heebie-jeebies moving around these kind of nuke boxes, but they are very secure in here. He's gonna come and just whisk them away and probably travel home with them inside the cab of his car, and everything will be a-okay. So that was an interesting peek into a random afternoon on the homestead. That's how it works out sometimes. Sometimes the bees have different plans than you do. But today I do plan to weed whack the garden, so I do have a garden tour update for you guys. There's a lot that's been growing. I have a lot to harvest already. I'm super excited about that.